Unit 4, Picture Writing, January 5th. Writing Sample 1. Leo was eager to get home from school and play his favorite video games. As soon as he got through the door, he took off his jacket, his socks, and his school bag, leaving everything in a pile on the floor. Without giving the mess a second thought, Leo started playing the game. His grandma, who was keeping an eye on Leo while his parents were at work, picked up his things and informed him it was time for dinner. Since Leo had his headphones on, she had to raise her voice and repeat herself. When Leo finally heard her, he felt annoyed that she was interrupting him. He turned around and snapped at his grandma, telling her to stop bothering him. His grandma left. Later, feeling hungry, Leo went to look for her. He found her in her bedroom where she'd been crying. Leo suddenly realized how horribly he had acted. He apologized for his behavior and promised to clean up after himself in the future. After this incident, Leo always made sure he was as nice as possible to his grandma. Writing Sample 2. Jeffrey wasn't even in the door a minute before he'd thrown his jacket, socks, and school bag on the floor. He had a long day at school and was glad to be home, where he could finally relax. He immediately sat down at his desk to play online computer games, while his grandmother cleaned up after him. A few minutes later, Jeffrey's grandmother let him know that it was time for dinner. Instead of listening to his grandmother, Jeffrey angrily shouted at her and told her to leave him alone. Jeffrey's grandmother, who was still holding her grandson's clothes, was so stunned that she could do nothing but stare at him in shock. Then, Jeffrey's father, who had happened to be walking by Jeffrey's bedroom at that exact moment, took charge. He'd admonish his son for speaking to his grandmother in that way, especially after all she did for him. He then punished Jeffrey by prohibiting him from using the internet for a week. Finally, Jeffrey had to apologize to his grandmother and promise to treat her with the respect she deserves.